Now, opening in 1929, the Grand Chateau, also known as the Chateau Tongariro, is located in the central North Island's Tongariro National Park. The hotel's buildings, though not the land on which they sit, are owned by Car New Zealand, a subsidiary of Singapore-based parent company, and was controlled by the Lowe family. Car bought the chateau from the New Zealand government in 1990. However, when the long-term lease expired in April 2020, Car New Zealand switched to monthly leases. And on the 27th of January last year, it became known that the hotel's future was uncertain over required earthquake strengthening. 4 days later, it was announced that Car was to close the hotel permanently on the 5th of February 2023 and hand it to the Department of Conservation due to seismic risk. Now, Ruapehu District Mayor Weston Kirton is calling on the public to support a parliamentary petition for urgent government action to save the iconic and cherished Chateau Tongariro Hotel. And the Mayor joins me now. Weston, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Tell us, Weston, about this petition. What are you asking from the government?
Well, the government obviously have got skin in the game, and they obviously had some say around the national park. We've got a Heritage World National Park, and of course the Chateau is at the foothill of the northern side of the mountain, and it's been an icon for 90-odd years, and obviously in the last 18 months it's deteriorated. It's leaking as we speak. And we just want to save this iconic building so that we can have some future clarity as to what's happening there. And the government obviously will need to actually step up in various areas.
Well, you say step up, but I mean, we're talking money, aren't we, Weston? Because I'm sure it's going to cost a bomb. I mean, I read it would be more than $15 million to fix seismic weaknesses and other necessary upgrades. Is that right?
Well, that's correct. A lot of figures have been bandied around, a lot of issues have been bandied around. I think what we've got to understand is we understand that there are a number of people that are interested in this building. It has obvious advantages being an iconic building and hotel, and of course it's a very important part of our economy, and of course people can see that this is a tourism opportunity. So whilst there may be some issues, you put that aside and look at some of the benefits to not only our region, but of course the whole country, and you begin to ask the question, how can we get to that point where it becomes an asset that, of course, gives us the opportunity to benefit from it.
What of the Lowe family, Weston? I mean, the Chateau, does it still remain under the ownership of their subsidiary, or does it not?
The understanding we have is it's been given back to DOC. DOC have obviously taken ownership, if not occupancy of it, and the other ones that are spending the money to do the security, the drying out of some of the chattels and disposing of things that have deteriorated so much. So from what we understand, there could well be a dispute in the background there, but DOC obviously are taking ownership of the building as we speak.
Do you know if will there be any involvement with local iwi? Are they part of the conversation?
Yes, all the iwi around the mountain, of course, have a input into, what happens on the maunga, and of course we've been engaging with iwi. That was part of the requirement for me as mayor to engage with local iwi. We've had that engagement over the last few weeks, and they are certainly interested in the future of the chateau. Of course, they want to be party to and partner to see some outcome there, and we don't know what that looks like, but obviously they are interested, and we respect that.
So, I mean, before it closed, it was a major economic driver through the years, employed many people, of course, that attracted high-spending tourists. But did you know that it didn't actually make a profit in 31 out of the 32 years to 2017?
I think if you mix up, what actually happened there, of course, during COVID caused a lot of problems there. We had some ski seasons that are not up to what we would expect, but it's like any business, you have your ups and downs, but of course it depends on the operator, it depends on the operations, and I think what we need to do is actually see how it fits into not only the economy of our district, and I understand it was 30% of all our hotel bed nights on an annual basis. $10 million that circulated and 70 jobs. So I think we've got to reset the whole system of, the Chateau, and there are outsourced businesses there as well, like as garages and pubs and the like. So I think if you just fix up the Chateau as it is, I think you've got a better chance of survival.